cooperative is similar to corporation. Okay? So, di ba, nakita mo yung nakalimutan mo, paano pala tanggalin yung isang director? Okay? In case of vacancy, sino magvo-vote? Paano pala ang registration ng isang cooperative? So, if ever may nakalimutan ka, i-base mo na lang yung discussions natin sa corporation. Alright? Okay, so what are cooperatives or what is a cooperative? So when we speak of a cooperative, it is an autonomous and duly registered association of persons, okay, with a common band of interest. Okay, so take note of this phrase, with common band of, yan, this one, tandaan to, with common band of interest who have voluntarily joined together to achieve their social, economic, and cultural needs and aspirations by making equitable contributions to the capital required, patronizing their products and services, and accepting a fair share of risks and benefits of the undertaking in accordance with the universally accepted cooperative principles. So as you can observe dito sa cooperative, it's like a partnership, di ba? It's like a partnership, kumbaga makikita mo yan in between partnership and corporation. O, sino itong mga to? Of course, these are group of persons. When we say persons, they can be natural or artificial persons, yung mga juridical persons natin. With, of course, with common band of interest. And it requires, of course, equitable contribution to the capital. In order, of course, to have profit, whatever the profits na generate ng cooperative, then it may declare these profits in the as dividends to the members. What else? Of course, to form subsidiary cooperatives and joint federations and unions. Yan. To avail loans and so on and so forth, to avail preferential rights granted to cooperative under RA 7160. Ito yung mga, usually, ito yung mga electric, water cooperative, ito yung mga TODA natin, yung mga Tricycle Operators and Drivers Association, and so on and so forth. Kaya nakalagay dyan, yung mga ferries, okay, mga wharves, markets, slaughterhouses, and including mga list of public utilities natin. Yan yung mga cooperative na ganyan yung nature ng kanilang business. Of course, to organize and operate schools, to exercise other powers granted by the Cooperative Code, including, of course, its certificate of registration or its articles of cooperation. So those are the powers of a cooperative. Okay. So let's go now to membership. So na-discuss natin yung powers ng isang cooperative. Punta na tayo sa membership. Oh, so far, di pa kayo naantok. Of course, sa mga ganitong bagay nga na kapag technical, masyadong nakakaantok, boring. Sabi ko nga, tayo kung ulit-ulitin, ano magagawa natin? Kasama ito sa ating syllabus, sa ating RFBT. Kunti lang naman to. Okay? Halos patapos na tayo ng first part. Okay? First part pa lang yan. Ilang parts ba? Well, dinivide ko ang cooperative into two. Okay? So, ito mo yung first part natin. So, membership. Member includes, of course, persons. Member includes persons, either natural or juridical. But take note, anong sabi natin kanina? Pagdating sa primary cooperative, ang mga members ay natural lang. Nakuha? Pero kapag secondary and tertiary, okay, ang mga members, of course, ay mga cooperative din. Mga juridical persons. Okay? Adhering to the principles set forth in the Cooperative Code and in the Articles of Cooperative has been admitted by the cooperative as a member. Okay? So, ang member pwede natural or juridical. Depende kung anong klaseng anong kategory ng cooperative yan. Kapag primary, natural lang. Pag secondary and tertiary, juridical yan. Kasi nga cooperatives din mga members dyan. Right? Next, dual membership. Pwede ba? Well, pwede naman ang dual membership. Gaya ko, member ako dun sa isang cooperative dyan sa Baguio. Member din ako sa isang cooperative dito sa Quezon City. So, pwede ba yun? The answer is yes. Provided it's not prohibited under the bylaws of those two cooperatives. Okay? So, pwede ba na i-limit or pwede ba ipagbawal? The answer is yes. Pwede. Parang di ba sa corporation, yung non-competition clause when it comes to board of directors, that if that board of director, if that stockholder is a board of director of a competing corporation, then he cannot run as a board of director of that corporation or of this another corporation, which is competing with the corporation in which that stockholder is a member, or is a director, sorry. Okay, so dito, ganoon din, parehas lang. So, pwede rin i-limit or i-disallow nung bylaws. Okay? So, a prospective cooperative may include in its bylaws a provision not allowing members of existing cooperatives of the same type within the same area of operation to be a member of the proposed cooperative unless they resign from the former. Okay? So, as a general rule, pwede. Exception, of course, if it is prohibited by the bylaws of that cooperative. Okay. Yung group of members, ang tawag natin sa kanila ay General Assembly. They are collectively known as the General Assembly. Ang General Assembly, ito yung pinaka-highest. Okay? Kumbaga sa organizational chart ng isang cooperative, ang highest policy-making body ng isang cooperative ay General Assembly. Susunod ang mga board of directors, sunod ang mga cooperative officers, including mga different committees. Unlike in a corporation, who exercises the powers of a corporation, yung board. Nakuha? Yung board, kaya nga sila yung nasa taas, board. And then, of course, corporate officers, and so on and so forth. Nakuha? Dito, ang mag-exercise ng powers of a cooperative ay yung General Assembly. So, General Assembly shall mean the full membership of the cooperative duly assembled for the purpose of exercising all the rights and performing all obligations pertaining to cooperatives as provided by the Cooperative Code, Articles of Cooperation, and Bylaws. So, in short, General Assembly are the ones who exercise, of course, the powers of a cooperative. Okay. So we have here kinds of member. Kinds of member, it can be, yan, pwedeng ikaw ay isang regular member or associate member. Ang regular member, of course, member is one who has complied with all the membership requirement and entitled to all the rights and privileges of a membership. Itong associate member, hindi. He failed to comply with all the requirements for him to be a member, and therefore he has no right to vote or be voted. But the bylaws provide for certain rights and privilege to him. Why? Kasi itong associate member kasi very active siya. Ito yung member na hindi naman talaga siya member. Kasi nga wala siyang right to vote or be voted. Pero binibigyan siya ng rights and privileges kasi itong associate member, he continues to patronize the corporation, the cooperative. Okay. Meaning, actively participating dun sa activities ng isang cooperative. That's why in here, banggit dito, an associate who meets the minimum requirement of a regular membership continues to patronize the cooperative for a period of 2 years and signifies his or her intention to remain a member shall be considered a regular member. So kapag associate ka, so associate ka lang. Okay? Pero after 2 years, after 2 years of patronizing the cooperative and after meeting the minimum requirements of a regular membership, then you can now be considered as a regular member. Thus, you can now have the right to vote and the right to be voted. Okay? Meaning, you have all the rights of a regular member. Okay? So, take note na yung associate member, pwede siya maging regular member. Provided 2 years na pinapatronize na yung corporation, anong cooperative. And then, it meets the minimum requirement of a regular membership. Now, before you can be a member, dapat dumaan ka muna sa isang seminar, which is a pre-membership education seminar. So, lahat ng mga cooperative, they are very strict. Okay? Wherein, kailangan mo munang mag-seminar bago ka maging member. Okay? Ganyan ang nangyari sa akin. Sabi ko, hindi pa pwedeng ano na lang yan, yung seminar na yan, hindi pa pwedeng tanggalin na, i-waive na yan, or di kaya pwede bang representative na lang ang pupunta? Sabi nila, hindi pwede. Okay? Kailangan dumaan ka sa pre-membership education seminar. Siguro pwede na ngayon halimbawa, ngayong pandemic, bawal lumabas. Pero gusto mo maging member sa isang cooperative, siguro pwede na ang Zoom meeting. Okay? Or yung mga teleconferencing, pwede na siguro yung mga ganun. Okay? Pero ito, kailangan talaga. Kailangan dumaan ka dyan. So after taking that pre-membership education seminar, of course, you can now pay, and then you can now subscribe to the shares of that cooperative, and then you can now be a member. Okay? So we have here an applicant for membership shall be deemed a member after approval of his membership by the Board of Directors. Okay, so Board of Directors ang mag-approve ng iyong membership. Okay, and therefore shall exercise the rights of member after having made such payment to the cooperative in respect to membership or acquired interest in the cooperative as may be prescribed by the bylaws. Okay, sir, nag-apply ako, biglang dinenay ng mga Board of Directors ang aking application. Anong pwede kong gawin? Well, pwede kang mag-appeal. Okay? Pwede kang mag-appeal. Sir, kanino akong mag-appeal? Ayan, no? Sa General Assembly, of course. Sabi nga natin, di ba, sila yung pinakamataas. Okay? So, pwede kang mag-appeal sa General Assembly. This one. And the latter's decision shall be final. Yan. Shall be final. Of course, binibigyan natin ang General Assembly to act on your appeal within 30 days. Okay? 30 days upon receipt. Now, di ba mahirap meeting ang General Assembly kasi masyado silang marami. Okay? Mahirap silang ipunin. And therefore, they can create an appeal and grievance committee. Yan. So, the General Assembly may create an appeal and grievance committee wherein they will decide these kinds of issues or yung mga appeals brought by the members, directors, or yung mga cooperative officers natin. Okay, the members of which shall serve for a period of 1 year. Yan, 1 year, and shall decide appeals on membership application within 30 days upon receipt. If the committee fails to decide within the prescribed period, the appeal is deemed approved. So meron ulit yung tinatawag natin na approval by inaction. Usually itong appeal and grievance committee, pwede na General Assembly ang mag-vote, okay, or mag-elect ng members ng committee, or pwedeng Board of Directors, okay, ng cooperative. Actually, dalawa lang naman ang klase ng committee wherein kailangan ang mag-elect ng mga members ng committee na yan ay yung General Assembly, okay? So, ilista na natin dito when it comes to election committee and audit committee. Okay? Pagdating sa election committee at saka audit committee, ang mag-appoint dyan ay General Assembly. Other committee, okay, mga ibang klase other committee, pwedeng Board of Directors. Okay, pwedeng Board of Directors ang mag-appoint ng mga members. So again, when it comes to appeal and grievance committee, ang term nila is 1 year. And they shall decide appeals within 30 days from receipt. Otherwise, if they fail to decide within the 30-day period, then the appeal is deemed approved. does not deny sa board of director level, pumunta ka sa grievance committee, they failed to act on it within a period of 30 days, then automatic, approve na yung application. And thus, you are now considered as a member. Okay? So again, dito nakalagay, yung limited liability ng member natin, a member shall be liable for the debts of the cooperative to the extent of his contribution to the share capital of the cooperative. Okay? Kasi nga may limited liability ang cooperative natin. Okay? Ayan. So meron tayong membership in federation and union. Ayan. So when it comes to secondary federation, ilang primary cooperatives ang kailangan? 10. Okay? Pag tertiary naman, 10. Diba sabi natin kanina, kapag primary, ilan dapat ang organizers? 15 or more. Pero kapag federation, secondary, 10 lang ang kailangan. Ganun din sa tertiary, federation, 10 lang. Pag union naman, 15. Okay? Kapag secondary. And then tertiary union, 15 din. Okay? So ito yung mga kailangan yung tandaan din. Yan. Alam niyo naman, mahilig tayo sa numbers. Okay? Baka tanungin yan. Tanungin, ilang members ang kailangan or ilang organizers kailangan na isang secondary if they want to put up a federation? 10. Paano kung tertiary if they want to put up federation? 10. Paano kung union? 15. 15. Basta isipin mo, federation 10, union 10, whether or not secondary yan or tertiary. Parehas lang yan. Alright? Okay, now, let's go now to termination of membership. Ayan. Terminate na natin yung membership. A member of a cooperative may, for any valid reason, withdraw his membership from the cooperative by giving a 60-day notice to the board of directors. Okay? So, dahil magbigay ka ng notice na ayaw mo na maging member. Subject to the bylaws, of course, of the cooperative, the withdrawing member shall be entitled to refund of his share capital contribution and all other interest in the cooperatives. However, such fund shall not be made. Take note of this limitation. Yung refund, okay, ng kanyang share shall not be made if upon such payment, the value of the assets of the cooperative would be less than the aggregate amount of its debts and liabilities, exclusive of his share capital contribution. Okay, so hindi pwede. Hindi natin babayaran kapag binayaran natin, kulang na yung assets natin to cover our liabilities. That is why in here, may limitation yung share na pwedeng bilhin ng isang member. Okay, may limitation. It is only up to 10%. Okay? It is only up to 10% of the capital. Capital share ng isang corporation. Up to 10% lang. Okay. Besides, ang gusto natin sa isang cooperative, mas maraming members. Okay? The more members, of course, the better. So, limited lang yung ating interest sa isang cooperative. Up to 10% lang. Okay, next, the death or insanity of a member in a primary cooperative and the insolvency or dissolution of a member in a secondary or tertiary cooperative may be considered as a valid grounds for termination of membership. Okay? But again, pwede na magbigay ng iba pang mga grounds ang bylaws for a member to withdraw his membership. Halimbawa, hindi niya na kayang makipag-participate doon sa activities ng isang cooperative. Hindi na siya naglo-loan or hindi na siya nagko-contribute. In that case, pwede siya mag-withdraw. Okay? Now, in case of death or insanity of an agrarian reform beneficiary member, pag agrarian reform, the next of kin may assume the duties and responsibilities of the original member. Take note, when it comes to agrarian cooperative, limited lang yung mga members kasi nga limited lang naman yung mga beneficiaries ng agrarian reform program ng government. Alright? Okay. Next, membership in a cooperative may be terminated by a vote of majority. By the way, dito, sa number 1, voluntary. Okay? Voluntary termination by a member. Ito naman, when it comes to death or insanity of a member. Ito naman, termination by the termination by the members or the General Assembly. Okay, pwede bang tanggalin? Tanggalin ka ng General Assembly? The answer is yes, by a vote of majority of all the members of the board. I'm sorry. Pwede ka bang tanggalin pala ng Board of Directors? The answer is yes, upon the vote of majority of all the members of the Board of Directors. Of course, with cause. Okay? Ito, una, when a member has not patronized any of the services of the cooperative, ibig sabihin na inactive siya. Letter B, when a member has continuously failed to comply with this obligation. Nangutang to na nangutang sa co-op natin. Ang dami niya pang mga co-maker, pero hindi naman siya nagbabayad. So, pwede natin tanggalin by vote of majority of all, majority of all of the members of the board. Hindi quorum. It is majority of all. Next, when a member has acted in violation of the bylaws and rules of the cooperative. And letter D, for any act or omission injurious or prejudicial to the interest of the welfare of the cooperative. So in number 3, ang magtatanggal sa iyo ay majority vote of the Board of Directors. Of course, under the following causes. Dapat pasok ka sa itong letter A, letter B, letter C, and letter D. Nakuha? Okay. Kasi sa number 1, voluntary. Sa number 2, involuntary. Of course yan, kasi nga death at saka insanity. Sa number 3, gano'n din, involuntary, pero sinong magtatanggal sa iyo? Majority vote of the Board of Directors or members. Okay? Wag mong isipin yung sa corporation, baka isipin mo, di ba 2/3 yan? Well, kapag ang tinatanggal natin ay yung members of the board, ang voting requirement ay 2/3 vote of the stockholders or members. Pero dito, ang tinatanggal natin dito ay member. Okay? Anong voting requirement? Majority of all the members of the board. Nakuha? Okay. O, meron pa nakalagay dito. Yes, sir, tinanggal ako ng board. Majority of them. Pwede ba akong mag-appeal? Again, pwede ulit mag-appeal. By the way, yung pagtanggal, it requires notice. Okay? It requires notice and hearing. Of course, as a due process. Okay? On the part of the member who is about to be terminated. As a member of that cooperative. So take note, it should be, he shall be informed of such intended action in writing and shall be given opportunity to be heard. So it requires notice and hearing. Okay? Notify him, natatanggalin natin siya, and then, of course, we need to give him the opportunity to be heard. Now, if ever my decision, ikaw na member na tinanggal, you would like to appeal the decision, then you can appeal it within 30 days. Okay, from receipt thereof to the, again, General Assembly. Or, pwede rin na sa grievance, Appeal and Grievance Committee if ever the General Assembly created an Appeal and Grievance Committee. Again, 1 year sila magsuserve and they should decide within a period of 30 days from receipt. If they fail to decide within that period, then automatic reverse yung decision ng Board of Director. Meaning, yung membership mo becomes, meaning you can, you are still a member of that cooperative. Okay? Eh sir, di ba may decision ang Board of Directors? Natanggalin ako. Pending appeal sa Grievance Committee, hindi na ba ako member? The answer is no. Still, yung membership mo remains in force. Okay? While the Grievance Committee or the Appeal and Grievance Committee is deciding on your appeal, your membership still remains in force. Okay, so yan nakalagay dyan. No? Pending decision by the General Assembly, your membership remains in force. Right? So you can still exercise your right as a member of that cooperative. Right? Okay. O, ano man yung effect of death of a member? Effect of death of a member. Where a member of a cooperative dies, his heir shall be entitled to the shares of the decedent provided that the total shareholdings of such heir does not exceed 10% of the share capital. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, di ba, na ang interest mo lang or ang shares mo sa isang cooperative should not exceed 10% of the capital share or share capital of that cooperative. Okay, otherwise, ibabalik nila sa inyo yung excess kung may excess man. So dito, ang titignan muna ng cooperative, titignan dito kung equivalent ba sa 10%. Kapag equivalent sa 10%, then itra-transfer yung membership doon sa heir mo, provided that heir is qualified to be a member. Okay? Sir, paano kung may sobra? Pag may sobra, ibabalik, i-refund sa heir. Nakuha? Sir, paano kung yung heir ay hindi qualified? In that case, ibibigay yung buo. I-refund buo. Yung amount equivalent to the value of the shareholdings of that deceased member. Okay? So in here, nakalagay, if the heir fails to qualify as a member or where his total shareholdings exceeds 10% of the share capital, the share or shares excess will revert to the cooperative upon payment of the heir of the value of such shares. So ang sinasabi dito, pag qualified itong si heir, tignan muna natin, nag-exceed ba yung shares ni deceased ng 10%? Kapag nag-exceed, yung excess, yung share, ibabalik sa cooperative. But of course, we need to pay kung ano yung equivalent ng value ng share na excess. Okay? And then of course, yung 10%, ibibigay natin doon sa heir na qualified to become a member. Pag hindi naman siya qualified to become a member, of course, i-revert mo lahat. Bibilhin lahat kumbaga ng cooperative yung buong shares. Parang treasury shares. And of course, yung value niya o yung consideration, ibibigay doon kay heir. Okay? So that's the effect in case a member of a cooperative died. Nakuha?